friends, I like to tell a joke once in a while. By the way, this is Howard Riell Truth. Welcome to Monday. I like to tell a joke, not always the most politically correct. Well, these days, that can be a blood sport. Item from the Daily Wire on Sunday, the Chronicle of Higher Education reported on a supremely important development. A male professor made a joke about lingerie in an elevator containing a gender studies professor. Clearly, Western civilization's patriarchy has yet to be broken. According to Catherine Mangan, political theory professor Richard Ned LeBeau of King's College was in an elevator with a bunch of other human beings, including Professor Simona Shironi, who teaches women's and gender studies at Merrimack College. Shironi, who clearly had been conditioned to submit to the patriarchy, offered to hit buttons on the elevator. That's when LeBeau did the unthinkable. He jokingly asked for the women's lingerie department, and his buddies, the scum, laughed. So Shironi complained to the International Studies Association, just as an empowered woman ought to do. She tremblingly wrote, quote, "I am still trying to come to terms with the fact that we froze and didn't confront him," unquote. They took her complaint seriously enough to launch an investigation. They determined that LeBeau had violated the conduct code of the organization. My friends, I hate jokes like that. And here's one. A woman reads that if she wraps herself in saran wrap while totally naked, she can lose weight. So she goes to the store, buys a couple of boxes of saran wrap, goes home, gets completely undressed, wraps herself head to toe in saran wrap. She's sitting on the couch at 5 o'clock when the husband walks in, takes one look at her and says, "What? Leftovers again?" Now, my friends, if I was in a position where liberals could damage me, they would do so because I told that joke. That's the threat to free speech, the threat to free thought, and it is the take no prisoners mindset that you find on the left. And that's the world we live in because we have allowed the left to set the agenda, not only politically, but legally and culturally. If this woman, Shironi, was so offended by the joke, she should immediately have gone home, got under the covers of her bed, and not come out. You got to live in the world. You got to have a little bit of a sense of humor. You can't be a snowflake, and if you are stupid enough to be a snowflake, you can't go complaining to everybody trying to destroy the people who told the jokes. It's Monday. Riell Truth. We'll be back.
If you're taking 1, 2, 5, or more nutritional supplements, please stop. Simplify your supplementation with Bio Superfood, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Men, women, children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from BioAge.com. And now take just one nutritional supplement instead of many. The Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with 4 of the most nutrient-dense algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood for the brain helps with focus, memory, clarity, and mood. If you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has 0 toxicity and is safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at BioAge.com. Spelled BIOAGE.com. BioAge.com. Or call 877-288-9116. That's 877-288-9116. BioAge. The age of advanced organics.
American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown reminds parents, keep an eye on your child while shopping. Children tend to stray or become lost. This poses an opportunity for a would-be abductor. Please make every effort to keep track of your little ones at all times. If you have information regarding a lost child, call local authorities at once. This message is from American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown. For residential or commercial window tinting, call 303-263-4228.
All right, my friends, welcome back to Riell Truth. I am Howard Riell, and the way the hack politicians and liberals are savaging the Constitution. Anybody can be a target. You, me, or Roger Stone. Here's Roger on Tucker Carlson.
Hard to remember. Special counsel investigation.
No, but I will accuse them of being liars because it's obviously not about Russian collusion. It's about let's get Trump and let's safeguard the swamp. That's what it's about, and there are swamp creatures on the left and lamentably on the right.
It's pretty obvious what's going on. In its wake, Mueller's latest target, according to recent news reports, is longtime Republican political consultant Roger Stone. Roger Stone joins us right now. Roger, thanks for coming on. So, according to NBC, and I want to read you a quote I know you're familiar with, you are, quote, one of the top subjects of the investigation into potential collusion between Moscow and the Trump campaign. NBC says Robert Mueller is, quote, focusing intensely on you. What about you has triggered the scrutiny of Mueller? What crime is he suggesting you committed?
Well, Tucker, perhaps it's my advocacy of the election of Donald Trump and my 40-year friendship for him and my role in advocating and working for his election. I like to call this the Russian collusion delusion. So far, he has turned up no evidence of collusion by the Russian state. I certainly am not involved in any conspiracy or coordination or collusion with the Russian state. I think this is a fairy tale, a left-wing conspiracy theory that is the basis for a rogue operation to undo the results of the last election.
But meanwhile, it's an actual active criminal investigation. And according to NBC, the CNBC story, Mueller is looking at you because of your longtime friendship, it suggests, with Rick Gates, who was the associate of Paul Manafort, who was indicted and pled to a number of felonies. It said he was an intern in an office that you had 30 years ago and that you had repeated contact with him. It didn't say about what. To what extent is that true?
Well, our longtime relationship, I think the first time I met him was in 2016. I don't believe he worked at Black, Manafort and Stone back in the 80s. He evidently was an intern in the successor firm after I left. The CNBC story specifically says that the special counsel is focused on our dinners with an S. I only know of one dinner attended by many, the purpose of which was to discuss the apportionment of the New York delegates to the Republican National Convention to try to make sure there were a few Trump supporters on the delegation after Donald Trump swept the New York primary. They're also, according to CNBC, focusing on my meetings with Mr. Gates at Trump Tower, at which there were absolutely none. This whole thing is based on conjecture, speculation, supposition, but no facts. My contacts with Rick Gates during the campaign were minimal and innocuous. I hate to say this, but I think the source for this CNBC story, I think they got bullshifted, as some Republicans now say.
Well, speaking of Congressman Adam Schiff, the ranking member of the House Intelligence Committee.
My friends, now I know Roger Stone is a genius because a couple of months ago I made the very same joke.
He said in... How did you know that if so?
Fair that the facts regarding the Podestas come forward. Nowhere did I say that his email would be hacked. I had no advanced knowledge of that hack. Just while we're on it, to be clear, I never received any material from WikiLeaks or Assange. I never passed anything on to Donald Trump, and I never had any contact with the Russian state and received nothing from them, including allegedly hacked emails. As I said earlier, this is a left-wing conspiracy theory promulgated by people like Robbie Mook and others, Adam Schiff, surfer boy Eric Swalwell. They hide behind their congressional immunity and they run a campaign of smear, innuendo, and personal attack.
Now, my friends, aside from sitting on the sidewalk with their arms crossed, refusing to move, that's what the Democrats do. They insult, they slander, they lie, they put out possibilities that have no facts behind them just so that people will hear them and remember them. It's the absolute worst kind of politics, and if you're a Democrat, you're part of it. We'll be right back.
Ladies, this is David Golden informing you that heart attacks in women is different than heart attacks in men. Women having heart attacks will experience nausea, vomiting, indigestion, shortness of breath, or simply sudden and extreme fatigue, but no chest pain. Get emergency medical help and call 911 immediately if you are experiencing any of these symptoms. Pain, pressure, burning or squeezing in the chest, jaw, shoulder, back, or arms that last more than 5 to 10 minutes. Unexplained shortness of breath lasting more than 5 to 10 minutes. Sudden severe nausea, vomiting, or indigestion. Sudden sweating for no reason. Sudden unexplained extreme fatigue. Loss of consciousness or fainting, or sudden unexplained panicky feeling of doom. The key, ladies, is to listen to your body. Follow your instincts, and if you experience symptoms that are disturbing to you in any way, or even remotely related to your heart, get yourself checked out right away. If your doctor brushes you off, that's a sign you need a new doctor, one who will actually do what is necessary to get to the bottom of your symptoms.
Great Plains Power has been providing reliable electrical power systems in the Rocky Mountain area since 1992. Our systems rely on the sun to help make you self-reliant for your power needs. Solar energy can be scaled to fit any situation, from complete power independence to backup power for the short term. Our expertise focuses on standalone power, but we have extensive experience with utility interactive systems as well. Custom-tailored capabilities as modest and emergency lighting all the way to commercial-scale power. Great Plains Power is a full-service company. We service everything we sell. We provide and design turnkey packages, custom-designed system, and parts for do-it-yourself. With more than 20 years of specialized experience at your disposal, let us know what your power concerns or goals are. Reach us by phone or the internet. Call 303-239-9963. That's 303-239-9963. Or go to GreatPlainsSolar.com.
All right, guys, we're back. One of my favorite people, as I've said many times, I said it last week, Rudy Giuliani, former mayor of New York City. He's apologizing to Hillary, but that's a good thing because he's apologizing for saying on Fox News, the Hannity show, that she's a criminal. Let's listen in.
I've got to now talk about something that
Everybody was nervous about this from the very beginning. I wasn't. I knew how much money Donald Trump put into that campaign. I said 130,000.
to do a couple of checks for $130,000. When I heard Cohen's retainer of $35,000 when he was doing no work for the president, I said that's how he's repaying. That's how he's repaying it, with a little profit and a little margin for paying taxes for Michael.
The president, but do you know the president didn't know about this?
I
believe that's what
he didn't
Michael
know about
said.
the specifics of it, as far as I know. But he did know about the general arrangement that Michael would take care of things like this, like I take care of things like this for my clients. I don't burden them with every single thing that comes along. These are busy people.
What did you think of the raid on his office?
One of the reasons we would hesitate to cooperate any further, and I think this is what the breakdown with Dowd during back in January, that took them by surprise. That's beyond anything. That is an outrageous violation of attorney-client privilege, beyond Donald Trump's attorney-client privilege. A lot of innocent people.
I gave him $10 or $20.
How about innocent people like?
We got to continue.
Who called you that night?
I'll talk to you about that one.
My friends, this is what it sounds like when innocent men talk about the deeds of liars and criminals. And what's happened to our Justice Department is sad. Item from the Daily Caller. Amazon has barred prominent Christian legal group Alliance Defending Freedom, ADF, from participating in its Amazon Smile charitable program, which allows nonprofits to recoup a small fraction of the money their supporters spend through Amazon. ADF, which specializes in First Amendment law and has won cases in the Supreme Court, is barred from Amazon Smile on account of the left-wing Southern Poverty Law Center, which labeled ADF a hate group. All nonprofits are eligible as long as they meet our participation agreement, an Amazon spokesperson told the Daily Caller News Foundation. As a part of that participation agreement, we also state Amazon relies on the U.S. Office of Foreign Asset Control and the Southern Poverty Law Center to determine which charities are eligible, unquote. So, my friends, if you are a conservative, you're going to be harassed in some way, shape, or form by the power structure. Don't like it? Good. Vote against it. We'll be back.
We had no time to do it.
Get out. Save ourselves. Now we're left with nothing. No water, no shelter, no clothing.
I should have been more prepared. Preparedness gear. I'm 25. For visit, talk about preparedness gear. Riell Truth May.
Ladies, this is Dandy Golden informing you that heart attacks in women is different than heart attacks in men. Women having heart attacks will experience nausea, vomiting, indigestion, shortness of breath, or simply sudden and extreme fatigue, but no chest pain. Get emergency medical help and call 911 immediately if you are experiencing any of these symptoms: pain, pressure, burning, or slipping in the chest, jaw, shoulders, back, or arms that last more than 5 to 10 minutes. Unexplained shortness of breath lasting more than 5 to 10 minutes. Sudden severe nausea, vomiting, or indigestion. Sudden sweating for no reason. Sudden unexplained extreme fatigue. Loss of consciousness or fainting, or sudden unexplained panicky feeling of doom. The key, ladies, is to listen to your body. Follow your instincts, and if you experience symptoms that are disturbing to you in any way, or even remotely related to your heart, get yourself checked out right away. If your doctor brushes you off, that's a sign you need a new doctor, one who will actually do what is necessary to get to the bottom of your symptoms. The Lord brings the counsel of the nations to nothing, makes the plans of the people of no effect. The counsel of the Lord stands forever, the plans of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation. God is the Lord. The people he has chosen as his own inheritance. Psalm 33, verses 10 through 12.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity to ordain and establish this Constitution.
American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown reminds parents, keep an eye on your child while shopping. Children tend to stray or become lost. This poses an opportunity for a would-be abductor. Please make every effort to keep track of your little ones at all times. If you have information regarding a lost child, call local authorities at once. This message is from American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown. For residential or commercial window tinting, call 303-263-4228.
All right, guys, here is Mark Stein on the Tucker Carlson Show talking about how the left has driven a stake through the heart of the Boy Scouts. Now, I'm giving a shout-out once again to Democrat voters across Colorado because these are your people who are destroying the Boy Scouts.
Here's the Boy Scouts.
Donation through Disney to the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, let me interrupt, Tucker. The Republicans, conservatives do love this because Nancy Pelosi, like Maxine Waters, like Hillary Clinton, is a crazed hag. And when people see that the Democrat Party is being led by a crazed hag, some of them, the smarter ones, will say, well, wait a second. Do I want to be part of a party that has a crazed hag running it? Well, the obvious answer is no. The less obvious answer is, what the hell have you been doing in the Democrat Party until now? But Nancy Pelosi, as deranged and senile and mean-spirited as she is a great poster for the Republican Party, so I hope she sticks around.
I heard Democrats.
So what Nancy Pelosi, the head of the Republican Party, basically, what she tells her fellow politicians is this: I don't give a rat's ass what the voters want. You need to do what I want. Now, voters, Coloradans, I'm asking you. Anyone else living around the country, watching this video, listening to the show, I'm asking you. Do you want your political party to be responsive to you and your concerns and your needs, or not? If the answer is no, if you're willing to be led around by the nose like a sheep, well, then keep on voting Democrat. But if you've got an IQ over room temperature, you should be appalled at the way the Democrats talk about, think about, and treat you.
That is
Yeah, the best position for Michelle Obama is as a former First Lady who has learned to shut her mouth. She's not a forever First Lady. She is a forever butthole, maybe. Forever mooching off the American taxpayer. She's forever in denial because she'll never admit that her husband was the worst president in our lifetimes. So Michelle Obama was all of these things, none of them good, none of them beneficial, all of them shocking in their hypocrisy and ineptitude. That is Michelle Obama's legacy, if you want to call it that. Let's take a break and we'll come back, my friends. More Real Truth to come.
We had no time to do anything. Get out, save ourselves. Now we're left with nothing. Left with water, shelter. Now I'm crying. I should have been more prepared. Prepared to scare. I was 52 when I took flight. Or visit the top of the prepared to scare. 303, unable 0.
The Patriot Trading Group is a different kind of gold and silver company, cleaning up the industry for 21 years. Are you tired of the high-pressure sales tactics, the constant phone calls? Are you done with the bait and switch? You just want to be treated fairly with honesty and respect? That's exactly what you get when you call 800-951-0592. You have my word on it. I'm Joe Jaquin, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group. Check us out online at allamericangold.com.
Howdy, folks. Have you ever thought about having your own backyard chicken? Now you have a
5948, or go to happyhens.biz for pricing and ingredients. At happyhens.biz, we love happyhens.biz, or call us at 303-829-5948.
The American Freedom Network is not funded or supported by special interest groups or government programs. The American Freedom Network is not sponsored by advertisers demanding content or programming control. The American Freedom Network is solely funded by you, the listener. Please help keep the American Freedom Network on the air by purchasing one of our sponsors' fine products or by calling 1-800-205-6245 to make a donation. The American Freedom Network needs your help.
All right, folks, welcome back to the show. Because what they were talking about is so important, I want to finish this YouTube interview. I think it's got about another, 3 minutes or so, not much longer. Tucker Carlson talking to Roger Stone and pulling no punches. Neither of them is. Let's listen in.
But this isn't just a public relations campaign waged by
Yeah, it is a miscarriage, and it is an assault on the civil liberties of all of us, and Tucker knows that. And folks, you know it as well. Item from the Wall Street Journal. The Trump administration plans to step up the prosecution of parents who cross the U.S. border illegally with their children, separating more families in hopes of deterring such crossings, officials said. My friends, this is music to my ears. I love it. These people coming over the border from Mexico into the United States, they get here. When the authorities handle them, they break up the family and scream, "Oh, America's breaking up our family." Wrong, schmucks. You are breaking up your family by coming here illegally, by making your family members accomplices to that crime, by taking them on a long, arduous, and dangerous journey. You're exposing your children to the very worst things. So yeah, these parents should be held accountable. I'm glad that the Trump administration is finally doing this. The peace continues. The policy has been under review at the Department of Homeland Security and was being announced in San Diego on Monday, that's today, by Attorney General Jeff Sessions and Thomas Homan, who's acting as Director of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. If you cross the southwest border unlawfully, then we will prosecute you. It's that simple, Mr. Sessions said in a speech Monday in Arizona. He said DHS would refer 100% of illegal border crossers to the Justice Department for prosecution, and that justice would take up, quote, as many of those cases as humanly possible until we get to 100%, unquote. My friends, we need to stop people at the border. I don't much care how. We need to stop them. If we can't stop them one way, we stop them another way. If we can't stop them that way, well, we just might have to stop them permanently. Item from Agence France-Presse, Dateline Jerusalem. Workmen on Monday put up street signs to the U.S. Embassy due to open in Jerusalem in 1 week. A move hailed as historic by Israel but loathed by Palestinians. Municipal workers erected signposts reading U.S. Embassy in Hebrew, Arabic, and English around the site, currently a U.S. consular building in the city's Arnona neighborhood, unquote. My friends, think about it, please. Think. Anything that we as a country and our closest ally Israel do is hailed, but it's loathed by the Palestinians. Well, anything that's loathed by murderers and terrorists has got to be a good thing. If there's anything loathsome here, it's the Palestinians themselves, and they should drag their sorry, murdering asses off of Jewish land post-haste ipso facto. Item from CNBC.com. Supply is tight, prices are soaring, and mortgage rates are rising. That shouldn't exactly add up to a happy housing market, and yet it does. Consumer confidence in housing jumped to its highest level on record in April, according to a monthly sentiment index from Fannie Mae. Unquote. My friends, join me. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, President Trump. Item from Fox 32. Most of us, I just lost the feed. Here we go. Hang on 1 second. I'm getting it back. Most of us learn to tell time using an analog clock. That's the clock with the arms. But some schools in the United Kingdom are removing the old school clocks from test rooms because students are having a hard time reading them. According to the London Telegraph, students are being raised on digital clocks and can't figure out what time it is on the analog clock, causing them to stress about the time running out during the tests. The current generation aren't as good at reading the traditional clock face as older generations, said Malcolm Trobe, Deputy General Secretary of the UK's Association of School and College Leaders, to the London Telegraph. My friends, if it's too hard for today's children to read the clocks that we have, analog clocks, well, there are two things to do. We can throw out the clocks, smash them, burn them, dump them in the ocean, or we can teach the little darlings how to read them. This is where snowflakes come from. Kids are babied, pampered as little ones, so by the time you get to college, they are unprepared to live in this solar system. Let's take a break and we'll wrap things up here on Monday's Real Truth.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Phillips, founder of the Green Earth.
Well, it had to happen. When Colorado legalized marijuana, most people thought the Green Herb was a marijuana dispensary. Also, it was legalized on January the 1st, 2014. The same day we opened our new location at 4565 Kipling Street, 1.5 blocks south of I-70. There are 83,000 cars a day passing in front of our new location on Kipling Street, and most of them thought we were a marijuana dispensary. So we changed the name of our retail store to New Genesis Health, but we kept the name of our Green Herb Supplements. So when you come to our new location, look for our new name, New Genesis Health, or call us at 888-765-HERB. That's 888-765-4372. And be sure to listen to the Healthy Nature Show with Linda Phillips every Tuesday at 1 p.m.
TLR Associates of Boulder wants you to remember your life began at conception, and so does the life of every yet-to-be-born person. Baby and mother both lose when 1 in 3 women go against their deepest instincts and choose abortion. Former abortion doctor Nathan says people do do not understand that there are thousands of serious physical complications from abortion every year in this country. Post-abortion crises include severe guilt, depression and stress, anxiety disorder, sleep disturbance, suicide, violent behavior, sterility, increased risk of miscarriage and delivery complications at premature birth. International Journal of Epidemiology reported abortion increases breast cancer risk by 90%. Every helpless baby has the right to life, too. This life-giving message is brought to you by TLR Associates of Boulder, providing a job well done for your home or business with design, stucco, stone, and brick. Call TLR Associates of Boulder, 303-921-3310. TLR Medallion branded stucco protection serves the Boulder and northern Colorado area. Check.
Item from the Hill. Former First Lady Michelle Obama said Saturday she isn't interested in running for office, cautioning that, quote, it doesn't matter who runs for the presidency until the U.S. becomes unified. The remark came in an interview with actress Tracee Ellis Ross at the United States of Women Summit in Los Angeles, when Obama appeared to respond to an audience member urging her to seek office. Unquote. My friends, I would urge that audience member to seek professional psychiatric help. One of the soul-crushing truths about America today is that there really are people whose brains function so poorly that they would pull a lever for Michelle Obama. It's amazing to me. Why not simply hurl oneself off a roof? That way you're only destroying one life and not millions. Item from InfoWars. Former Secretary of State John Kerry is not about to let President Donald Trump undermine the Iran nuclear deal that he helped craft, even if that means he's secretly colluding with Iran to salvage it. Kerry reportedly, quote, engaged in some unusual shadow diplomacy with a top-ranking Iranian official, unquote, according to a new report by the Boston Globe. With a May 12 deadline for Trump to decide whether to continue under the terms of the deal negotiated under the Obama administration and signed in 2015, Kerry has been, quote, on an aggressive yet stealthy mission to preserve it, unquote, undermining American foreign policy in the process, according to the report. Well, folks, if John Kerry has been undermining American foreign policy, shouldn't he be living in a cell by now, waiting trial? Item from Ben McDonald at Campus Reform. Don't you dare put on that sombrero, says a flyer at this university. Worried that non-Mexican individuals might partake of Cinco de Mayo festivities, Gonzaga University is telling students, quote, don't you dare put on that sombrero. In an email to the student body Wednesday, Vice President Student Development Judy Biggs Garbuyo notes that Cinco de Mayo is, quote, a relatively minor holiday in Mexico, but, quote, has evolved into a commemoration of Mexican culture and heritage in the United States. Quote, unfortunately, the celebrations have become less about the appreciation of Mexican heritage and instead has become more about drinking and partying, especially by non-Mexican individuals, she continued. Because of this, there are many instances when Cinco de Mayo becomes a holiday full of cultural appropriation. Unquote. My friends, I'm guessing this chick, this Vice President of Student Development, hasn't got very much to do, certainly nothing important, and so she's anxiety-ridden over the possibility that some students might have been wearing sombreros on Cinco de Mayo, which, by the way, was 2 days ago. This is a woman who needs to get a life, and it's a college that needs her to get a job elsewhere. Item from Russia Today. In a case that has triggered public outrage, a top Finnish court has upheld a ruling that sex between an asylum seeker and a 10-year-old girl did not constitute rape. Critics are calling for harsher sentences for child abuse. Finland's Supreme Court rejected a request from the prosecution to appeal a 3-year jail term for a 23-year-old man on Thursday. Finnish media identified him as Yusuf Mohammed Abudin, an asylum seeker, but don't reveal his country of origin. The man was convicted of aggravated sexual abuse, although the prosecution had sought a harsher sentence on charges of aggravated rape. However, the court let the original verdict stand unchanged, unquote. So, my friends, if an immigrant from the third world, from an Arab country, rapes your 10-year-old daughter, you should know he wasn't to blame. I'll see you tomorrow. Hasta luego, my friend.